Yeah, he just told me to apply after backbending one day.
Like he backbended you?
Yeah, he backbended me and then said, "You apply for certification." So it was a surprise. It seems like for most students, it's when they finish Advanced A, then you are certified as like to teach third series.
Right.
But also, it's just his discretion. So it's not like you finish third series and all of a sudden you're certified.
Yeah.
He still has to give you
The rubber stamp.
yeah, grant you the certification and give you that blessing. But also, there seems to be a little bit of a time criteria because some people are very gifted and maybe it takes them less time to get through advanced series. It seems like there's sort of a 7, 8 to 10 year time period of coming regularly every year, making that kind of commitment to and dedication to the practice.
And then 2000, we both started in 2000 when Yoga in Motion started in Calgary.
Yeah.
We didn't really know each other yet, but we were both practicing at this place. $90 for 90 days, that was their thing.
We didn't know each other.
Yeah. No, we didn't know each other, yeah.
But we both like $90 for 90 days.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a medic and I just needed something, like I was a critical care paramedic and a flight paramedic, and so there was a lot of stress relief sort of things that we would do as medics that probably weren't the best, you know. Things were changing in my life and I was getting divorced actually, and so I knew I needed something a little bit more positive in my life rather than go a little bit harder and fall off a cliff somewhere.
I think it was one of David Williams' first workshops that he ever gave. So
Yoga's all the stuff you can't see. That's David Williams, you know.
And so he came and did full primary, and that was like the first full primary class that I can really remember doing.
Yeah, same.
And he talked a lot about Guruji and coming to India. And I just listened and I was like, I'm going to do that. I want to do that. I have to go to India. I have to meet Guruji.
Yeah.
It was like, just right then and there, I made up my mind.
I got this great job and then I asked for leave of absence and came here for 3.5 months, and that was my first trip. And that was with Fiona and Julian. Yeah, I knew them already, and they were instrumental actually in sort of my whole decision around this, because we had gone and done some Mysore with them in Vancouver.
And Fiona came and did a workshop.
Fiona did a workshop.
So
Fiona stayed with me. Fiona and Julian stayed with me. So I said to them, what do I have to do to, like, what do we need to do to get a Mysore program here in Calgary? And they were great, you know, they're so accommodating, Julian and Fiona, but they're like, you should probably go to Mysore.
Yeah.
And I'm like, best advice ever. And then that just started it. And you know, I mean, this was my first trip, so, and I wasn't a teacher then. I was just like, I just was lapping it all up. And I remember standing in Utthita Hasta Parangushtasana going, oh my God, look at these people. It's like a freak show in here, you know? And I actually thought at the time, I'll never be able to do that. That's the magic of being here, is that what you doubt is possible suddenly becomes possible. And it's just the nature of the practice and practicing in this place.
I think it's unique too, because we didn't really have any teachers at where we're from in Calgary. Like, we'd done primary series, we'd practiced primary series, but just kind of on our own accord.
And there was no one to teach us.
There was no one to teach.
So that's why we came. You know, I'm not exactly the easy backbender guy, and so he's bringing me up from backbends, and I remember like this solid, you know, yoga master coming, grabs my waist, and he just yanks me up, and I'm like, I grabbed onto his hands, and I'm like, oh, and he's like, why you do, you know?
He used to give this Supta Vajrasana adjustment where he'd step on your one knee, your left knee.
Oh yeah.
And he'd just walk up and then plant his foot on your left knee and be like, go back. And you'd go back, you feel like you were just like completely nailed to the floor. Like 100, there was no movement happening in that leg.
No, I mean, near the end of his life, you know, Harmony and I were both there and we're saying goodbye, I said to Guruji, I said, Guruji, this will be the last time we see you, you know. And he looked at us, you know, and he had these piercing blue eyes, and he's just like, just penetrate you. And he said, correct. And he took off his mala, you know, and he just started chanting a whole bunch. I mean, obviously we didn't understand really like much of it, but it was just like, it's like he gave like that to everybody, the same way Sharat does, you know, like to just, all he wanted to do was bless his students, you know, in whatever manner was appropriate. And in this way, it was just like, I think he was just like, he was saying some mantras, and we were sitting there, and it was like an amazing, just 3 minutes in time, you know. It was really cool. And so that was really a special thing.